And there is red ink as far as the eye can see as lawmakers get set to head back. Apparently, last month's budget fix is not working. 5 weeks after the governor signed a budget deficit to get a hold of the budget, the state is back in the hole. Good evening, I'm Ann Nyberg.
And I'm Scott McDonald. It turns out next year looking much worse as the governor prepares for his State of the State address next week. Chief Political Correspondent Mark Davis joining us live now with the latest on this. Good evening, Mark.
Hi, Scott and Ann. Good evening, everyone from the Hartford newsroom. If you remember what a phonograph record is, you'll also remember that sometimes the needle in the tone arm would get stuck. Well, this story sounds like a broken record.
When the governor makes his State of the State address 1 week from today and announces his plans for the next budget year, he will already be in red ink this year because the budget fix he signed into law just last month is not working. It's already about $70 million in the hole.
It was just sticking gum in a hole, fixing the problem instead of going and making structural changes in the long run, because this is exactly what we were afraid would happen.
And what makes matters even worse is that the next budget year is already predicted to be $500 million in the hole, with even more projected red ink as far as the eye can see after that. This constant government budget instability is one of the things that GE said was a factor in their decision on their move to Boston. They told some state lawmakers that they didn't trust the state government.
Most people would think that when he says, I will not propose taxes, that would mean he will not support taxes. He doesn't mean that. He said he will not propose taxes before, and we've seen him do it not once but twice.
I've been very clear. I'm not proposing nor am I supporting tax increases.
But you said the same thing a year ago.
Yes, and the opportunity to address property tax reform and to begin the journey on transportation presented itself.
Malloy thinks he gets a pass on the no tax hike statements last year because come this July, car and truck owners in the cities will see a cut in the car tax. And a portion of the sales tax is now going to plan for his big transportation rebuild, which everyone agrees is needed. When he announces his budget next week, it will include more spending cuts. When he did that last year, Democratic lawmakers balked and hiked taxes, and he went along with it. He says things are different now.
There's a new normal. It's slower growth. It's less revenue.
Now, the largest revenue generator for the state income tax, that's the one that comes out of your paycheck, continues to produce less money than they thought. And with the stock market continuing to go sour, there's no chances that's going to improve. Live from the Hartford newsroom, Mark Davis, News 8.